Welcome back to the ESL Southeast Asia Championship for Dota 2. Today is day 2 where we close out Group A. But first we have to close out the first match, the upper bracket between Adroit and Motivade Trust. I'm Huskkiee and I'm joined by Danelie.
We've seen 2 games. Both teams have been able to take 1 game off of each other. And I think we're starting to see some trends with how they like to play. Trust like to be the ones in control. They like to be the ones that control the flow of the game and to have very aggressive heroes. They've liked Ricky, Monkey King's worked out so far. I think taking the Winter Wyvern away from Adroit was a pretty key part in their strat as well, to deny them a massive AoE control hero.
Yeah.
Whereas you take a look at Adroit, they like to play a little bit slower. They're more reactionary, it seems. And under the right circumstances, they can just counter everything that Trust has. I want to know what kind of heroes they're going to pick, because in the last game, a lot more passive, but we do have to say the Monkey King did cause them a lot of problems.
Yeah, and I think Adroit's playstyle is more towards the let's go late game. Right? We are confident that we can play late game, so that's where Motivate Trust after game number 1, they kind of figure out how Adroit want to play this. They looked at the draft in game 2 and they were like, you know what, let's bomb rush them from early to mid.
They like to capitalize on mistakes, and I feel like they didn't succeed last game because Trust really didn't make many mistakes.
Reminded me slightly of how OG played at TI9, where you're just constantly running into your opponents and winning fights. Like most of the times where if you do that, you're basically running into a brick wall and hoping that the wall will crumble. Game 2, that didn't happen. They were just busting through Adroit's defense. And I think at one point, I think 20 minutes in, they got the tier 2 in the bot, in top and middle lane, and all they had to do was to focus at bot, which is the only time Fearless died.
Yeah, so I'm genuinely curious to see what kind of draft we're looking at for this 3rd game, because if we see any recurring heroes for Trust, you have to see, like for Adroit, they have to think, okay, we've seen how they play. They like to play aggressive. Let's go back to maybe what we did in the first game, have a lot of counter initiation, have those heroes. And like you say, they do seem to like a later game. So maybe they go back and pick up the Medusa again, although I feel like if they did pick Medusa, it might be too predictable, and that Trust might know how to react against the Medusa now, because I believe they banned it in the last game, because they definitely didn't want to go up against Medusa again.
Yeah, and I don't think you want to first face the Medusa as well.
No Wyvern, so neither team is going to get it, unfortunately. I feel like you had to do it if you're Adroit though, because Trust, they had first pick. This makes me think, okay.
You can first pick the Shaker if they want to.
They could get Monkey King again if they want to as well. But I think Adroit is probably going to expect the Monkey King here. They probably know how to react to it now.
Yeah, because Adroit both teams have been on the same side for the entire series. Motivate Trust on Radiant, Adroit on Dire. I think Motivate Trust feel more comfortable on the Radiant side.
And Slaughter's been such an integral part of their strategy.
It's a good opening. I think because they took out basically 3 heroes that deals well with Slaughter. No Napalm, no Voice Spirit, kind of okay, you can lane to the Slaughter, and no Enchantress. The enchant is a bit too strong, so Motivate Trust feel really confident to first pick the Slaughter.
Yeah, and Adroit, they've been quite light with some of the disables as well. They don't have standard expendable ones that can use just to stun somebody. A lot of them are ultimates, big commitment spells. So Adroit, they're going to go and pick up the Bane, really good solution. Magnus is the second pickup. Now this is interesting. They're spicing things up for game 3.
You might see a Magnus safe lane or Magnus mid. This opens out a lot of avenue. You can play a late game hero because the Empower just makes sure that you get the farm in when you fall behind.
Yeah.
The Slaughter is always a good opening pick because you can still play in the support role if needed, but Snapfire did slip through this time.
Yeah, they had to let something through, and Snapfire is it. Snapfire, pretty good support. I mean,
the granny's in the house. It's such a good laner though. If you lane it with the Slaughter, you just get immense kill potential.
And if you pair it up with the right heroes, you just set up for Mortimer Kisses. It just does so much damage, and she does it from so far away. You can't stop her unless you have someone sniping for her.
Yeah.
So Snapfire is going to be an interesting hero in this in the lineup. I don't know how Adroit's going to deal with her if they try and go for maybe heroes that are very mobile that can dance around the Mortimer Kisses, or if they go for a defensive hero such as Omni Knight again, maybe try and heal through it, magic resistance, anyone that picks up a BKB. But
yeah, but the Guardian Angel is rendered less effective because Mortimer's Kisses just burns through. Like, doesn't really care about Guardian Angel. I like Motivate Trust banning out the Troll. They realize that Throw is one of those heroes that can recover, and with the Empower, you can literally just skip the Battle Fury if things go wrong.
Yep. Ember's also a pretty good hero to pair up with the Magnus, so that's also available if they wanted to go for Ember again. But if Trust see Ember in the middle lane, they're probably thinking, oh,
Monkey King is another pick.
He's still in the pool.
But it's slightly harder. I think if they pick the Ember and Motivate Trust goes Monkey King, you can slightly match the Magnus against the Monkey King. It's not a good matchup for the Magnus, but at least you have a better time against the Monkey. That's how I look at it. But Adroit can still go. They can pick the Monkey King for themselves.
Yeah, I'm not sure if you want to go for Ricky in this matchup. Magnus Medusa. Okay, so they're not going for the Magnus for the cleave. They're going more for Magnus RP to help the Medusa position for Stone Gazers.
Could it be a support Magnus? It's not popular.
It's not
as popular,
but it does happen. Kind of have to see what Adroit pick. They could flex it any way they want to. It could be off lane. It could be mid. The Medusa doesn't have to go mid. It really depends on what Trust wants to pick up for their mid laner.
This is where I would really love the OD pick. I feel like OD is so strong for Motivate Trust.
Yeah, and Trust, right? I think they have a bit of an advantage here with their lineup because they can also flex the Slardar. Slardar could be position 4 if they think they can fit it in and go for all their cores now and just throw off Adroit.
And they also, if they want to put the Slardar in the position 3, you can still kind of pick the Rubik 4th phase. I don't think Adroit are looking at a Rubik ban or a Rubik pick anyways.
Rubik pairs up quite nicely with Snapfire as well.
And they can also take the Tide for themselves. I am expecting Motivate Trust to still ban out Tide if they don't pick it. Because
what if Adroit just picks up Tide? No.
I mean, they can pick up Tide, but that leaves the support for the last pick. But it's pretty... If they pick up Tide right now, it just shows their entire hand, right? Motivate Trust would have a huge incentive to go for like a Rubik or...
Ooh, Nyx Assassin.
Yeah, Nyx is also pretty... You basically destroy the mana pool of the Medusa.
Yeah, not just the Medusa, even Magnus.
Even Magnus.
Yeah, Magnus is a pretty small mana pool, so Nyx can be an issue for him as well. Considering that Trust likes to use invisibility to scout out for ganks, Nyx fits in really nicely with their lineup as well. I don't think they're going to go for Ricky. Adroit are probably expecting it, and you don't really want a Ricky against a Magnus because you're just going to be target number 1 for those RPs. So maybe Trust looking to change up their own strategy after seeing the Magnus Medusa. Maybe they consider going late game, but what options do they have that fare well against a Medusa? Because PL is gone, Troll is gone. Those are... 2 heroes. You want? Are you sure you don't have PTSD with Void?
I am horrible at Void, but I'm pretty sure Jackie can pull off a good Void game.
Yeah, and Void pairs very well with Snapfire as well. She can throw Mortimer Kisses in there. Slardar, I mean, you get the armor reduction. I suppose it's fine.
Because if you go for you can mana burn the Medusa. If you build like Maelstrom, you just destroy the mana, the mana shield of the Medusa. If she doesn't Stone Gaze before the Chrono and you don't have like the Bane to sleep the Void, it's different. But Adroit with the Pango.
Pango, we haven't seen him today.
Sounds like a support Magnus. Actually, Pango can still go support.
It could be mid Magnus. It could be mid Magnus, or maybe safe lane Magnus, mid Medusa.
It's just super greedy from Adroit though.
Is it? I think they can get away with it. Pango doesn't really need too much farm to come online. He's always a nuisance. And if you look at Trust's lineup, they don't really have the best disables to deal with the Pango, right? Snapfire can't really do anything to Pango. He can just rolling thunder on top of her. Nyx doesn't have a reliable way of actually locking him down either. Slardar, he's melee. You don't want to melee against Pango because he just disarms you.
Yeah.
So the Pango can cause a lot of problems, especially if Trust is looking for a right clicker. And if they don't have anything that goes through Magic Immunity, he's just going to roll over the whole team.
I think for Trust, they can still go for the Void. Yeah, there we go. The Void is a clear answer, right? If you can't deal with the Rolling Thunder, well, you just stop time. Just stop time. Just Chronos.
It's time to stop.
It's time to stop.
No Invoker. Invoker would have been great with the Void. OD is still technically available, but are you sure you can fit this into the draft?
Yeah. Adroit knows that they cannot go for the Invoker. If they go for the Invoker, they just get dumpstered, so they had no choice but to ban it out for Motivate Trust.
Who pairs up well with the Void?
Who pairs up well with the Void? I still think the
Lina?
OD does. The Lina kind
Lina,
of okay
I'm
as
just a bit worried because she can, if she gets caught by Rolling Thunder, she just gets shredded.
The Void looks like a no, the OD is looks like a very juicy pick for Motivate Trust. I think the Monkey King is still okay, but is not as
Not ideal.
not ideal unless they want to go for another silencer mid, which I'm totally fine in this game.
Oh, you're fine with Silencer this time? I suppose he does combo well with the Void because at least he can do right clicks inside the Chronosphere.
Yeah, I think silencer is okay, but I would still look at OD first.
Tidehunter
They
ban.
ban Tide.
Yep.
Okay, the Prophet.
Actually, oh, Death
Another
Prophet.
pick that burns through the Medusa, like, and if you RP the Prophet and you can't kill the Prophet, or she just eats you alive.
And let's not forget, her silence is very underrated. The duration on it is really long. So if Void sets up a nice chrono, just as chrono's about to drop, she drops another silence. You still can't do anything unless you have a Manta style. So yeah, that Death Prophet, really good pickup. Also, another benefit to Death Prophet, she helps with pushing now because they didn't really have any heroes that are good for push. Adroit, looking at this, what do you really do? Kunkka.
I think it's a
Is it
support
off-
Pang.
Is it
No,
offlane?
off Pango.
It's offlane Pango,
I
so
prefer
support
off Pango.
Magnus?
I mean, there's 1,000 possibilities. You can, it might be a support Kunkka, who knows. But there's most probably a support Magnus. I think that is the least greedy way to play this draft. Kunkka definitely needs a lane on its own, Pango and Medusa as well.
This one's a tough one.
If yeah.
I'm not sure. I
mean,
I kind of like both drafts in for different reasons.
You're looking at another draft from Adroit, which is just like, let's go late game. Let's go late game, but at the same time, we are greedy. So the problem with this kind of lineup is that you cannot lose all 3 lanes. If it's like game 2, then you just lose the game entirely because you can't get resources in.
Looking at the drafts, I'd probably say Adroits is a little more forgiving if they make mistakes. Because for Trust, if you whiff the chrono or you miss, let's say Death Prophet ulties too early, huge punishment because Death Prophet can't do anything unless she has her ultimate.
Yeah, but I think Motivate Trust in the past 2 games has been taking towers pretty effectively with how they play around the map, and they've been taking control of the jungle. Game 1 was a good example, even though they lost, but Game 2 was even better. That was a flawless execution. So
I'm going for Adroit.
For this one, I'm going for Motivate Trust.
Oh, you're going for Trust. Okay.
I'm going for Trust. I honestly think
we're on the wrong side. We should swap chairs.
I honestly think that Trust can still play better when it comes to the early to mid phase. I think we've seen it across the past 2 games. Adroit still sticking with what they're comfortable with, trying to go late. But I think Motivate Trust has the solution to that.
Yeah, I'm anticipating, again, early aggression from Motivate Trust, but Adroit, I really think that they excel with just these big team fight ultimates, and they've got a lot of them this time. It's not like last game where they were really struggling to team fight because they just didn't have anything like a Stone Gaze and RP. Now they've got Ghost Ship and Torrent, and let's not forget, every time Trust retreats, if there's no catch mechanism, you're not going to catch any Trust heroes. They've got X now on that Kunkka, and X is amazing for just picking off those heroes who are trying to get away. And looking at some of these, Death Prophet's going to be a huge pickup if she's run out of her ultimate and she's trying to get away from the fight.
And I'm definitely going to see a use Death Prophet, use Lotus, or use Axe. I actually would love the Axe for Prophet after the use. But I want to see how Boomy does on the support Magnus, because there's only so much you can do on a support Magnus.
Yeah.
And you're basically telling the Medusa that we are not fighting, we're just going to secure as much farm as we can for you. So if you're Motivate Trust, you are pretty happy that you're getting this matchup.
Yep.
Is he going to try and skewer? No, he's not going to try, is he?
They're separating.
Oh,
he got it.
He got it.
Oh, Boomy.
Wow. Okay, a bit of a...
Is he going to get
Yeah, he's
first
in a
blood?
scatter blast. That's the first blood. For 3 bounty runes, I'd say it's still not too bad.
Could be better.
Could be better.
Could be better. But
Masa's got the first blood.
it helps the rest of the team, so
does.
it's fine. Like, sure, he dies, but his team benefits from the bounty runes.
I didn't know you could do that. You can like I didn't know that you could like click something in the middle of like skewer. I guess it's like same as Storm Spirit or like Phoenix. They kind of do the same thing.
Kunkka against Death Prophet. I like that they put the Kunkka against Death Prophet because Death Prophet generally excels in the mid lane because she could just constantly harass with Crypt Swarm. Kunkka's tanky. You can also harass back. So Kunkka, really good matchup. Medusa in the safe lane. And then Magnus, gotta be careful. They might lose Boomy if he doesn't pay attention to these because Nyx and Slaughter, not only are they tanky, you've got 2 disables and they hit pretty hard.
Yeah, and Nyx has insane innate regeneration.
Yep.
So doesn't really care about Boomy, has high base armor. I think Boomy was looking for that skill, but he knows, Nyx knows it. You're not gonna get anything.
Nyx versus Magnus. Boomy's not gonna win this matchup.
Yeah, and Nyx has a headdress as well. So Boomy's
His regen's a bit poor.
his saving grace is probably the boots and the fairy fire, but just look at Q. Q is
Yeah.
already back to like 60%.
Yeah, that's the benefit of running Nyx Assassin. He's just got such high natural regeneration. Even without the headdress, he's got natural HP regen compared to a lot of other supports.
As normally you would see like mangoes, but the headdress does the same thing. Just
And
that
look at him, he's just harassing the Magnus in the jungle. What do you do?
when you're running a support Magnus, this is the price you have to pay. Because Medusa is not a melee hero, you can't. The Empower just gives her damage, right? The wave clear comes from the split shot. Boomy again being
Oh,
impaled.
there's a courier. No.
Not again.
Not again.
Oh,
No. He's trying to body block
Boomy's
the
gonna lose his
courier.
life for this.
Oh no, he saves the courier, but I'm not sure if you're gonna lose yourself for the courier.
This is tragic.
No.
They were not paying attention.
He's a true support, okay? He's a true support. He even protects couriers.
Yeah.
What a legend.
That is this. But
He tried to skewer last minute. but-
at least they got the Jackie's courier in the bottom lane. But still,
I suppose.
you gotta pay more attention to it. I think in Motivate Trust killed a total of like 7 couriers.
It must have, right?
Yeah, so far. Because first game there's like 5 kills. Second
Was
game,
it I think it was 4, no? It was like 3,
5.
1 plus. Oh, okay. Maybe
Was
there's
it-
another one I forgot about.
I think it was like later into the mid game phase.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Mac does have a slightly better time simply because Trust went for Crypt Swarm instead of Spirit Siphon, so not that good at trading, but as they gain level, Fearless would have a better time trading against Mac.
Yeah. Looking at the mid lane, it's even between Death Prophet and Kunkka, so it looks like no one's gonna die, no one's winning that matchup. Not really sure if that's a good or a bad thing. I guess it's fine for both of them. No one's dying.
Yeah, if your Prophet is fine, because eventually you'll be able to outpush the Kunkka with the Exorcism.
You gotta be careful though, because if you drop too low, like Fearless is now, if Mac had his ultimate, he could just snipe that Death Prophet. She's got nothing left too.
Yeah, no mana. The best change that Prophet has is just its Spirit Siphon buff, the cooldown. It just gives us so much more lane dominance. Oh, Brain Saps.
Ooh, there goes
Swashbuckle.
Snapfire. Can they? No, body blocks.
Where's the bash? Where's
no,
the bash?
No bashes.
Ah,
Oh,
you
there
go.
it is.
Got it.
The creeps. The creeps are harassing poor
Not-
Jackie.
Not Jackie's. Not Jackie's lucky day.
Jackie must be sad though. It's not Ricky this time. It's the Void. He likes purple heroes, I think.
Oh yeah. Come to think about it, probably yes, but Nasumi, see. Mana shield getting burned through. Oh, they got the skewer.
Ooh.
Kill. Great impale to stop Nasumi from attacking, and he gets out.
Yeah, don't really have enough lockdown to kill off the Nyx, but good news for Q. He's got passive HP regen. He's gonna be fine.
And he has the spike carapace as well. He's just holding on to that. Jackie's gonna be fine with the Time Walk. Meanwhile, Spirit Siphon again onto Mac. Mac doesn't.
He doesn't feel it, does he? He's just standing there. He's like, come at me. Take my HP.
Fearless, he knows that level 6 of Kunkka is strong, so he went for the raindrop, but meanwhile CML getting jumped on, puts the Void to sleep.
Bash?
As the Snapfire is going to take that Nightmare away.
Bash?
Boom Bell, not going to get in range. Come on, can he get in range?
Nope.
He has
Too
to take
slow.
charges for another Brain Sap, so CML should be fine, but Bounty Rune is going to go over to Jackie. So it's going to be 3 for...
Oh, Boomy versus Q. Who's gonna get the rune?
Boomy has no mana for Skewer.
And stuns him as well.
3 for Motivate Trust, and only 1 for Adroit.
Alrighty. This game's very different compared to the last two because we saw a huge difference with CS. I think both games Trust was leading. Unfortunately, Trust lost game 1, but game 2 they won convincingly. This game, Trust is kind of leading with CS. They're not too far ahead though. Adroit, they've got the Kunkka up there.
Yep, Kunkka with a bracer and a bottle. So Spirit Siphon, a level not too high yet. I think Phyllis is prioritizing on the wave clear. Meanwhile, Boomy getting run at by the Guardian Sprint. He just need one more impale right on point, and Masaros gets the kill.
Poor Boomy, he's just been bullied all game.
Tres Slaughter is so strong, and now Swashbuckle with the disarm, and now they have the time dilation, time walk CML. Yeah, it's gonna be fine. So the most aggressive lane is the top lane right now, but Motivate Trust is fine with that. You get the Slaughter ahead, he will start contributing again. His Blink Dagger's stun have been, his crush has been on point. Let's see what they can do. Boomy is looking for the skewer. Can he get in range in time? No. Let's try. Oh, gets it. Fearless quite tanky, has a Sprint Siphon, pulling back with a Shockwave, but Fearless is just gonna walk it off.
Yep, doesn't have too much regen left though, so he might just have to play a little bit more carefully.
They actually didn't commit the boat, I'm surprised.
Maybe they didn't get the right angle, because you don't want to waste the boat this early on.
I mean, they had X, right? So they could just drop a full combo.
I don't think they had faith in killing their Death Prophet there.
Probably. That would definitely have been a kill, I feel. Let the boat hit and then you just skewer her back. And they had the Shockwave as well. So it's fine for Adroit, I guess. They didn't lose anything much now.
But the thing is though, now that Death Prophet's low on health, it's either you decide to TP back home and walk back to mid lane, or you just sit on the high ground. You can't really hit anything because there's a chance you just get X comboed. So I think like what they've done is probably a lot better than just killing off the Death Prophet, because she just TPs back. Leave her in the mid lane, low on health. She doesn't want to show her face because she's just going to die.
Yeah. Well, Trusty Shovel found by Natsumi, but look at where Q is. He knows. They took the top tier 1, so it's easy for Motivate Trust to just invade. Meanwhile, we hear the ghost ship coming out. It's on the Death Prophet, but Death Prophet Spirit Siphon stick charge is pretty fine. Natsumi can gang on. They don't have enough damage, but they just want to push her back.
Yeah, just get her out of that jungle.
Oh, no.
Oh, they found the ward. Boomy, no!
No skewer for another 5 seconds. They crush him up. No impale for
They're
now,
trying to get in front of him, so
God.
if he skewers.
Whew.
Oh, Boomy. He did his job though. He got rid of the ward.
Yeah, and that's my problem. I don't really like the Magnus support. He is so less effective, so ineffective. When you pair him up with a ranged late game carry, I don't know. It's so weird because he went for Shockwave. Like he didn't even bother going Empower because Natsumi doesn't really benefit from the Empower other than the damage.
Yeah, I mean, Kunkka could probably use it to farm up creep waves. So it's not all that bad, but they don't have a natural person to benefit from it.
Yeah, now Mac is going to farm up side cam.
I wonder what he's going for as his first item choice. Oh, we missed a kill, unfortunately. CML going down. Oh,
here we come Torrent. They should be able to kill up. No, great. Spike carapace. Boomy coming in. Where's the skewer? He has the shockwave.
Revenge?
Got him. Oh my, the
so
buckler.
Fast.
He has the buckler and he has the natural health regen.
He's so fast.
Oh, not buckler. I mean headdress. Buckler from Slaughter.
Where's the bug spray? Oh my god.
Meanwhile, Bot getting killed off again. Oh my god. Adroit are falling apart. This is
not the kind of Adroit I was expecting. I thought Adroit might play this a little bit better, but I think the natural aggression from Trust, and I suppose also not the best laning stage.
It's just how Adroits normally play, right? They like to go late game. A lot is always on Natsumi. Like Mac is like the secondary cast in the team. Natsumi is the superstar, and even though they didn't lose all 3 lanes, this time mid lane went even, is still a horrible laning phase.
Oh, are they gonna try and go into Kunkka? Q is there, but Bane's gonna spot him out.
They lost Bog. That's tragic. The Pango, they commit the chrono for him, so no chrono for Motivate Trust, but I don't think they really care. They're gonna try and take this away.
There's 3 of them, Death Prophet here as well.
Oh, they're gonna take this. So 2 outposts again. Adroit is just losing control over the map.
Yeah, this is kind of what happens when you're running a Medusa, though. You have to play a little bit more passively, capitalize on those team fights, try and find those little loopholes and just try and grab some kills that way.
A very sacrificial role for Boomy.
It might pay off though. All he needs is 1 RP.
Yeah, and he just got the tomb, so trying to go for that level 6. Couldn't contribute as much as the Earthshaker, definitely. Nature of the hero. But Adroit have a lot to do to catch back up. 4k gold deficit.
Well, I think as long as the Medusa is farming, Adroit have just got to be happy with what they've got.
Oh, the turret, the Huskkiee. Oh man,
That's enough.
He's out. Oh, Scatter Blast. Now the accident still kills him off. Rolling Thunder, great attempt to save the Kunkka, but it's not enough. Shockwave pulls it back in, but yeah, Fearless is out of there. Now he's gonna use the Spirit Siphon onto Bok. Has the Swashbuckle though, but the Exorcism should be able to keep her alive. Now here comes the Impale, another engage from Motivade Trust, gonna kill off the Pango.
No buybacks on either of these heroes too, so they should be able to grab the tower after this. Look at this Solana, he's just going right under the tier 2 tower. Just does not care.
Yeah, and there goes the tower. Like, this how same game plan for Motivate Trust.
Oh, they've got a TP
They
in
have the
though.
boat. Can they catch anyone? Fearless would be a really good target, but he's already out. And Spike Carapace is preemptively used.
They will deny the tower, but at the end of the day, they've managed to take that tower away. Top tower's gone as well. Is bottom tower still around? I don't.
It just got taken out.
Oh, it just got taken, so all tier 1s are gone. That's already a lot of map control going in the way of Trust. And if you're Adroit, you have to be very careful now because you can't just freely TP into whatever lane you want anymore.
Yeah, and the Kunkka should be at his strongest after level 6, but he was not able to accomplish much, not able to kill out the Death Prophet even with backup. And just now he got himself killed because of Q. So again, they are banking on the Natsumi show once more.
Yep.
They found it.
Mortimer's kisses too. Rest in pieces, Natsumi.
The kiss of death. What a ward.
Oh my goodness. I can see why this
You can't
old
even be mad
ladies-
about that.
Maybe you can. Oh,
Scatter Blast.
Yep. Boomy's gone. Boomy just got level 6 as well, so he's got RP now, but it might be a bit too late to really utilize
He
it.
needs his blink. Oh, they want
I
to
don't
kill
think he can
Masao?
even blink. He might have to just skew it in for RPs. Just hope that everyone crowds out,
Yeah.
crowds up in Trust, and if he can even just catch 2, he'd be happy with that.
And so did I.
The RP has to be an expendable spell at this point. You need to kill off whoever you find. You can see Adroit really wants to regain control of their jungle. They've lost the bottom part because of that chrono.
Yep.
At least Motivate Trust has no chrono right now, so Adroit is just banking in on
Look at Q though.
recovering that.
Are they?
Yeah, they got it.
Okay, I was thinking, are they going to smoke there right next to Q? Because that would be devastating.
They have a lot of sentries, so Q kind of expected that as well.
Yeah, this is one of the benefits of running something like a Nyx Assassin. You're forcing the supports on the enemy team to buy sentry wards, and sentry wards, you don't really want to be using those whenever you want. You'd like to use them in a fight and actually catch the invisible hero.
I don't think Adroit learned their lesson. They should have known that there was a ward there because smoke is coming in from Motivate Trust. Okay, they dropped the sentry, they broke the smoke. CMS gonna give his life for this. The Huskkiee, they got the Nightmare, but yeah, this Bane is gonna be sacrificed.
Could have been Natsume, but good thing CML was there.
Yeah, he just got his Master Madness as well, so it's gonna be the same thing, same formula for Adroit. Just get this Medusa farmed out.
This is a train that ain't gonna stop.
It's gonna be a 13-minute Roshan again.
Yep. And what can they do? They have RP. They've got.
They
They've got
can't
the boat.
fight this. They can't fight this because there's no chrono, but I don't think Adroit are feeling confident to fight this.
Yeah, it's too risky. That they don't really have
Yeah.
the farm to do it. And look at Q. He just takes it by himself.
Yeah,
The outpost.
it's very clear that Adroit don't feel confident.
Look at them. They're pinning themselves into the corner. Oh dear.
Yeah, this is Motivate Trust breaking Adroit spirit. Adroit, they're just falling back. They knew that there was no chrono. They knew that there was no that they could have potentially taken the fight. They have great team fight cores. They have Pango, they have Kunkka, but they just decide to give it away. They're playing super safe.
This is very unfortunate for Adroit. They were hoping that they might be able to get a second chance by playing the same as game 1, but Trust really showing how well they can adapt to situations, understanding how their opponent likes to play, and looking for all these very crazy movements that Adroit just don't seem to be expecting. But you can also
RP?
argue...
Phoenix Grid, they need to kill him off though.
Can
His
they?
skewer is so far away!
Oh, so tanky.
Way too far, the skewer. Mac wanted to come in and provide assistance, but they skewered him so far away, and now Natsume's caught up. They have the X mark, but it doesn't really matter. Natsume is toast.
Even the supports just hightailed it out of there. They used RP, they used...
Cookie?
Oh, no.
Oh my god, the back. They don't even get the disarm. This is tragic for CML.
Oh, goodness. Everything's just crumbling. 15-2. They're behind by 8k gold 15 minutes into the game.
Yeah, and you can see the disorientation in that fight right there. The idea was correct. You RP, you Fiend's Grip, and you skill the Void away from the Kunkka. And yeah, and then the silence came in, right? The one of the strongest spells. And they have to use the Rolling Thunder just to clear the wave out.
Bok is so afraid. So now it's basically high ground.
Yeah, this is high ground.
If Adroit can't protect themselves on the high ground, that's it.
This is definitely a high ground game. And that's the Cookie. Not gonna get in range. Right in the Chrono though.
Don't try to get this up.
No. They have the Essence Ring. Where's the Nightmare? They're gonna hold on to it, but the Crypt Storm will finish off Mag.
Kunkka's tanky. He survived for quite a while. They had to commit the chrono for that.
Before Diffusal, I believe. He only had 2 stacks of Spirit Vessel and he has no way of using it as well.
Yep. Look at Adroit though. They're pinned so close to their base. Like they don't want to go beyond where T2s are.
And Boomy is just going to play risky and in hopes of getting that Blink Dagger.
Yeah, Boomy's been absolutely crippled this game, and you could argue that it was mostly because he ended up having to play the Magnus. Magnus in a Medusa lane, those two together, you can't really do anything. He had to sacrifice himself to prevent Medusa from being harassed by the enemy support. But
even
he's basically just a one-click hero now.
Even then, he doesn't provide much, right? You only give the Medusa damage, and you see how he didn't even bother skilling and power. That was why it felt so weird to me when Adroit went Medusa.
Okay, he's got the Blink Dagger, 17 minutes, so he must have saved all of his money to get this.
He literally got like a brown boots and then...
Oh, are they going to try and show it off now though? Look at them. They're all heading towards that bottom lane. They're hoping that they can get the dream fight.
They need to get like the dream RP. No chrono, no exorcism for
they can't show it.
Trust.
They need to hide that Blink Dagger. The moment you see that Blink Dagger as trust, they're gonna play a lot.
Kisses. No, they're gonna blink in, blink crush. Great Nightmare to keep the Pango alive for now.
Silence.
Oh, he didn't get to use the swashbuckle.
Yeah, that silence. It's too long.
Another great attempt from Adroit to save the Pango, but it's not working out.
Yeah, this Death Prophet pick is doing so much.
Hey, you need a pick that can really fight into the mid lane without worrying too much, and DP is definitely the good option. Kunkka was the last pick, so Adroit probably didn't expect it to go so bad.
I feel kind of bad for Mac because we haven't really seen much of the Kunkka really do anything.
They can't even go into lane.
They can't go into lane.
Oh.
They can't grab kills. Oh, are they gonna dive?
Yeah,
They're
Bok
just
has
gonna
to get
take
out.
the tower.
They're looking for him with the illusion. Bok has to get out of there like right now.
Is he gonna find him? Oh, he knows he's there.
Dire's top tower has fallen.
Oh, now they know he's
Does he
there.
have TP? Shield crash over. Ooh, they know where he is. They're picking.
He stayed too long.
Silenced.
Swashbuckle?
He's silenced.
Oh, he's bash. Oh,
they
oh,
RP?
and he got stunned by the Impale. The RP comes out. They have the Stone Gaze, but it's defensive. Blink Crush in. They get the Fiend's Grip, but here comes the Chrono from Jackie. Finds the Magnus. The board is good though. Nasumi coming in, dealing damage. Fearless running out of mana. They have the Spirit Siphon. Can they kill the Death Prophet? No. So, Motivade Trust only lose 1 member for now. But they should be able to hold on to the structure.
Oh, Kunkka.
Here comes the Cookie. They get the silence. Kunkka is toasted.
They needed to buy back sooner on this Bane. They've lost the Kunkka. He's got buyback available, but this tower's losing health fast.
Yeah, my problem is that Bok stayed in the trees way too long.
Oh, if he,
They should have known to not stay there.
if anything, I think Boomy tried to be a hero there, but he showed his blink. He's used his RP. If he was alive in that high ground engagement, he could have gone for the RP.
I honestly feel like
He's
it's not
pressure.
even worth trying to save Bok at that point because he had no cooldown.
Oh, do they see? Nope, they don't see Q. Oh, that's his. That's the Radiant Sentry.
Yeah. Oh, he's gonna
comes
die.
Lava.
He's just gonna walk in. Now they have the RP, but where's the damage?
Two
Skewer back.
heroes? Where is everyone?
There's no damage. They didn't commit the Rolling Thunder. They didn't commit anything, but they're gonna play it slow.
They're scared.
There's no Exorcism, no chrono.
They're using all these spells and they just can't get anything with them. RP is supposed to be the redemption spell.
Yeah.
The spell where you catch 3 heroes and Medusa comes in and does all the damage, but they're RPing and running away.
That was the first multi-target RP
Oh, no.
defensively.
And now there's Diffusal Blade available
It's like
on the Void.
the lack of confidence. The lack of confidence for from Adroit. They are just
Dire's
not
bottom tower
willing to commit to any fight at all. They are just hoping that Motivate Trust runs in like how they did just now
has fallen.
and win a fight with the Stone Gaze. But it's getting harder and harder to do so. Just look at this. The cores are all in the same
Hold
lane.
on, who's mid lane? Oh, that's Kunkka. Is he getting caught?
Oh, they have to use. Oh no,
the
he's not gonna
extra
get back in
now.
time. He's dead.
He waited too long.
Double
oh,
use.
Matt.
Got silenced, so he cannot pull himself back.
Yep. 40 seconds off the map. They're gonna go for the Raxus.
Yeah, the Rex is gone.
They've got a delay.
Jackie's gonna have that chrono in 15 seconds.
Where's RP? How long is it till RP is back?
I think another.
Probably another 10, 20 seconds. Oh,
Oh, they got Bob.
Pango.
Exorcism use as well.
They've got to sacrifice those Raxus. They can't do anything. Natsumi's not even in the base, and Boomy's is Boomy gonna get caught off guard?
They've-
No, he had to blink up to the
They have
the bottom.
chrono available, so
RP still not up. Rolling Thunder's up. They
I've-
don't have Kunkka.
we have yet to see a good rolling thunder.
Everyone's TPing out.
Yep.
And yeah, they're just hiding behind Natsume. They're saying, alright, if they jump on the Medusa, we're gonna save her.
So
And that's it. That's
Sa-
the plan. Just save the Medusa.
same build, Mass of Madness, Manta, and
Throw bodies at your insurance policy. Just put all your life savings in this one hero.
Yeah.
Please, just take my money. So according to Medusa's lore, you know how she sacrifices beauty for power? Because she used to have like ungodly beauty, right?
yeah.
So could you imagine in this game, the Adroit, they're relying on Medusa to win for them. If Medusa, the stronger Medusa gets, the uglier she gets.
That would be a good Arcana choice, right?
Right?
A good Arcana design. I actually don't really fancy the Ogre Magi one. I feel like it's slightly weird,
Yeah, that's strange.
but it's fancy, I guess. They had to ride horseback on a chicken.
Yeah, it makes no sense. Maybe they like dodos?
Dodo. It does look like a dodo bird, but a one with a, like dwarfism.
And more like a I guess it's more of a drodo, right?
Oh yeah, yeah. Probably an ugly Drodo. That was pretty hideous. I think they were trying to go in the direction of like
Get lively now.
having a
Your
really
apple is
quirky
on
Ogre
the way.
Magi.
Yeah, and then they gave him, was it
They gave him
the-
horns.
They gave him horns, and then they have the secondary design that makes him look scary, and it still makes no sense.
The blue color.
Yeah. Free Roshan here for Trust. There's absolutely no way you can contest this as Adroit. They
They
if
could
you
have
think
contested the first one, but this one is
Yeah.
just you
they
can't.
just don't have the damage.
Radiant's
Yeah,
bottom
They
tower
look at them
is
all.
under
They are
attack.
just walking behind Natsume and say, okay, they jump on Natsume, we throw bodies to save Natsume. That's it. That's the strat.
Adroit has completely missed their
Radiant's
timing.
bottom tower
Yep.
is under attack.
I think they're looking for their timing, because technically if they can win 1-2 fights, they might be back into it, but Medusa's item, it's going straight for Divine Rapier. That's how desperate you are.
don't have a choice. At this point, you don't have a choice. She
Radiant's
gets the
bottom tower
talisman
is
so
under
that
attack.
she can dodge more physical damage. But
Hopefully.
yeah, you have to wish upon a shooting star. You have a Chrono Monimus Kisses. By the way, it's 3-2-2 in reverse.
Mm-hmm. 3-2-2 maybe for Adroit. They tried to go back for the Medusa, but
Radiant's bottom tower is under
you can
attack.
tell Trust were ready for it. They knew it's like, oh, they want to go for Medusa again? Let's try and finish this game early.
Yeah, the Void came in just in time.
The Void, even the Death Prophet pick, I feel like that's really what sped up the pushes, because the Exorcism Ghosts just eat through
And
towers.
there's BKB now on the Void.
Greaves, they got Blink on Pango, so maybe they could do something here.
Hopefully, but the Exorcism is just gonna give them another free set of racks.
Boomy might have to just sacrifice
Oh,
himself.
here comes.
Bok.
They need to
Okay.
coordinate.
Okay.
Okay, they're gonna skewer Fearless back. They just wait. The Chrono is gonna come in. There we go, the Chrono.
Oh,
One of his
no!
Kisses comes in. It catches the Magnus. Magnus cannot use his RP. Does he have buyback? I don't think he does. Double kill for Fearless. Adroit are just absolutely crumbling. Natsumi, Stone Gaze, but has no mana, and they will break him. Fearless with a triple kill. They're gonna jump on this Kunkka. Ultra kill for the Death Prophet and Adroit. The Sharks have been slain and GG.
Yeah, if the game is only going to last 25 minutes, your Medusa ain't going to do nothing. Oh my goodness. Trust, they just steamrolled that game. From the get-go, yeah, they didn't really lose any of the lanes. They tied mid lane. Top was fine, bottom was fine, but then once they hit that timing, they're just like, alright, your towers belong to us.
Yeah, and all your base belong to us.
Everything belongs to Trust.
Motivade Trust, they have made it into the playoffs as the first seed from Group A. Pretty, it's another 3-game series. I believe that on social media, ESL Asia were like, will we see a repeat of yesterday where every game goes game 3? Well, this is the first step.
Yeah.
First step,
Getting pretty close.
We're in for a long day. A long and exciting day. But congratulations to Motivate Trust. Adroit, they have to run through the lower brackets.
That's the unfortunate thing. When you drop a game, you have to play some more games. But some teams don't mind it. Some teams, they just say, oh, okay, we'll go lower bracket, but keeps them warm, keeps them busy. It's not too bad.
They will have some time to recompose themselves because that series was... Game 2 and Game 3 was horrible for Adroit.
Yeah.
They must have really felt it.
Basically, they got reverse sweeped, if you think about it. Game 1, absolutely amazing. Adroit all the way. But then Game 2, things started to crumble. Maybe the mentality sort of like sunk down a bit. You could also argue maybe the draft wasn't the best as well.
Even Game 1 was not a breeze for them. They had to fight their way back from deficit, and they managed to come back. They got the rapier, they got the butterfly. Natsumi had an amazing game. Game 2, I still feel like the draft made a really big difference, and just how greedy Adroit were playing.
Yeah.
Game 3 was the same. The support Magnus was probably the biggest
a disaster.
Biggest disaster of that draft.
Unfortunately, Boomy tried his best. I'm not sure if it was maybe out of desperation, but some of his decisions were a little off.
You just don't do much. You don't provide much as a support Magnus because you're not running a melee safe laner.
And then even I think in particular his blink dagger timing, he got the blink dagger, but then when he revealed it, he tried to He tried to save Pango.
Yeah.
Pango died, and then he went in, RP'd, showed off the blink dagger, and then proceeded to die as well. And then the team basically was missing 2 heroes for a high ground defense. You had no RP, your Pango was gone, you were just left with Dusa, Kunkka, and Bane. I mean, what do those 3 do? They just got steamrolled as well.
I actually think he didn't even get the RP off. I think he got impaled mid RP animation because he still had RP when he died. But it wouldn't have made much difference. I honestly feel like in that particular scenario, Bok just stayed there way too long. Like they should have just played high ground, give away the towers and play high ground.
Maybe just give Bok away. Then at least when you go high ground, you still have your RP with the blink
RP.
dagger. I mean, what's done is done. They tried to make some risky plays, but I think they just got outsmarted by Trust at the end of the day.
Yeah, it was Trust had 3 different drafts, but the idea is the same. I think they identified that Adroit likes to play greedy, so they just want to shut that down before it even happened. Game 3, they did it perfectly. Game 2 as well. Game 1, they attempted. I guess they were just testing the waters, and of course, Adroit had more ways to deal with that.
Yeah, probably just trying to evaluate how Adroit played. I mean, they didn't do too bad in the first game. They kind of went in blind, and they did all right, but Adroit sort of had the game go their way because they had the perfect combo, Dusa, Wyvern, Tidehunter. Nothing could go wrong as long as everyone managed to hit their ultimate.
Yeah, I honestly feel like Adroit didn't know what to do to respond to the to Trust's draft because Motivate Trust started with Slada, Snapfire, and then Nyx. And then Adroit went for Bane, Magnus, and instantly a Medusa.
Yeah,
so
it was interesting that it was a 3rd pick Medusa.
I would prefer a Pango pick or a Kunkka pick.
They could have showed the Pango earlier.
Yeah.
But maybe they were worried about the Medusa being taken.
I don't think Motivate would want to take Medusa away.
That was the thing I was confused about because they didn't seem to be the kind of team that would go for a hard carry.
I mean, if they go Medusa, then Adroit could have easily went like Void or something else because PL was left open.
No, I think PL was banned.
It was banned in the second phase. So you can still kind of first phase the PL, you 3rd pick it, and probably you go for Kunkka or Pango afterwards. But the Medusa 3rd pick probably gave everything away. So we'll take a look at the featured player from Game 3. this one should be Masaros. I was expecting Jackie, but Slada does take the cake for this one.
He did a good job. I think all 3 games he played Slato. He did so good. He knows what to do. He knows where to be. He knows at least how to survive his lane matchup. I don't think in any of the games he really lost his matchup.
Because all the lanes were in his favor. So game 2 he was playing up against Morphling. Like, Morphling does nothing against Slada.
Yep.
Game 3 he was up against a Medusa with a Nyx supporting him. And Medusa could have done slightly better if the support was not a Magnus.
Could have been
Something
else.
Could have been so many other things. Even an Ogre would be fine.
Ogre, I mean, even Rubik to a certain degree would have been fine. Just provide something for the team.
The Ogre would have done way more for the Medusa. And also in terms of trading with the Nyx. The Magnus was level 3 at 8 minutes. So that's how bad the lane went. And he had to buy the tomb to get level 6. And after level 6 he couldn't RP. He was just farming with Empower. So I think that's where Adroit realized that we're screwed. Our draft fell apart.
Yeah. Yep. So unfortunately, that means they're going to go to the lower bracket.
Yep, they have to run for the lower bracket. And so next up we do have Army Geniuses against RR, right? The two teams that that lost. Army Geniuses lost to Adroit 2-1. RR lost to Motivate Trust 2-1. But after that series, I think Motivate Trust looked insanely good.
They looked really... At first, I was quite surprised. Most people wouldn't suspect them to beat Reality Rift, but after seeing the matches today, I could believe it. They played so well. They drafted super well. They've played this very solid, aggressive style of Dota. Non-stop aggression too. They don't stop.
Yeah.
They farm everything.
And I think Reality Rift kind of matches up against Motivate Trust a bit better, because Reality Rift does play this kind of massive, let's fight early on playstyle, whereas Adroit is just, oh, they're trying to fight us, let's not fight, let's try to farm up.
Yeah.
Hence why yesterday's games looked way closer compared to this upper bracket series.
So I wonder how Army Geniuses would do up against Reality Rift in our next series. Should we just follow the curse and say, oh, it's 2-1, we don't know who yet?
I wouldn't mind a 2-1, but I believe production does.
Oh
Definitely mind a 2-1. But if it's a good game, I think it's worth it. It's worth the time. But definitely interested to see, because Reality Rift, I think, I don't know if you agree with it, but I personally feel that their mid game is probably the shakiest phase for the team.
Reality Rift is interesting to watch sometimes, because they have great days, and then they have days where they just sort of they're just down there, not having a great day. Yesterday it wasn't too bad. I just felt like sometimes they get out drafted, or they mind game themselves because they try and do something next level, but then what the enemy does is just super straightforward, and they're like, oh wait, hang on guys, we did this to ourselves. So
they complicate things.
Yeah, they overcomplicate it. It kind of happens though when you're playing against maybe an opponent you're not familiar with, because they have the element of surprise, right?
Yeah.
They can pick heroes that you didn't expect, or maybe they specialize in a certain hero that's not in the meta. Which kind of happened in the last game of the last series when they picked Arc Warden. No one picks Arc Warden. Arc Warden is the cheese of all cheese.
Yeah, it's like the Meepo, right?
It's worse than Meepo. I think Meepo gets picked more than Arc Warden.
Yeah, it definitely does.
Yeah,
I feel like Meepo can snowball faster, right? Alacrity, Reality pulls out the Meepo every now and then. And most of the time they win, but yesterday was kind of an exception. And I think when they debuted their first game, I think we casted it as well last year. To see them come this far is great, but I think they still have to fix
There's a couple of things they can fix, but you can say that for every team.
Because the most of the games they play always go super late, and sometimes you have to sit down and think how did the game go so late when it looked like you could have closed it out 20 minutes ago.
Yeah. We'll have to see what they're going to do today.
Yep,
I mean, they've probably done their research today. They've probably looked at Army Geniuses games yesterday. They've looked at some of the heroes that they play, maybe how they lane and how they like to play. So they could come in a little bit more prepared compared to yesterday. Maybe they went in blind. We don't actually know if they've actually scrimmed against Motivate Trust before. This is a lot of information that we just don't have access to, because, all this is done in private.
Yeah. Well, if you guys are wondering what we're waiting for, we're actually waiting for
hopefully we're
winners
getting an
interview from Motivate Trust, right? Because I do have some questions I would like to ask the team, what the biggest difference between game 1 and game 2 and 3, because it was a complete tip of the balance, right? It didn't feel like it belonged in the same series, but it happened.
I can't add anything to that. That's like perfect. That's actually what I want to know.
Right, because I feel like I think other than mentality, something must have went on, must have happened for Motivate Trust. And how did they figure out Adroit's playstyle? Was it Adroit who kind of put themselves in a corner with how they draft and how they play, or
Seems like it though, doesn't it? Like they tried to go next level with the Magnus pick just to try and mind game them into a corner, but then they mind game themselves because
the Magnus? I feel like the Magnus should have just went safe lane. But well, we'll get some. We'll have the privilege right now. Let's jump into the winners interview for Motivate Trust and see what they have to say. And we have Fearless with us. So, hello, how are you doing?
I'm doing fine. Thanks.
So great
Can you hear me?
series, great best of 3 beating Adroit 2-1. So I'm just gonna kick it off pretty simple. What happened in game 1 and game 2 and 3?
The game one, we literally have the advantage, and we like throw it because like we diving like non-stop. That's why we lose. And the second game is like, what did we play? Wait, I don't
Yeah.
know. Wait.
We play Ricky.
Second game we play Monkey and Ricky. Ricky, Jackie Ricky is the best in the sea. Like we have the confident to play Ricky and Winter Wyvern and Monkey King combo. We train hard for this. And the final game also we it's really the our plan to do this thing. Like we have DP and Slaughter. We can control Roshan. But that's what happened. I don't know.
It does seem like the case, right?
Sorry.
You have been getting early Roshans. I think I really love how Roshan was taken under 50 minutes in all 3 games. But in game 3, when Adroit pulled off the Magnus and they third picked the Medusa, what was going on through your head? Was it like, oh, are they trying to out mind game us, or was it just a missed draft on Adroit's part?
At first we thought they could be Magnus Smith and Medusa carry. We were thinking about that, and we try to pick something that I can win the Magnus. So we picked DP, but then they last pick Kunga, which I think is not good for them. I think Kunga cannot play this game. Like we have Nyx to counter with Cropes.
So yesterday you guys were up against Reality Rift, right? You made a comeback in game 2 and game 3. What changed between yesterday and today?
We're confident. I think we have like set out to go to Birmingham also.
They have convinced to go Birmingham. I think they're a step closer, right? Than the playoffs.
clearly they're
Yeah,
very
yeah.
close.
Do you have anything to add on?
Nope, we're good.
Right, thank you very much, Fearless. Congratulations for making it through the upper bracket and advancing to playoffs as the first seed of Group A. All the best for the playoffs.
Thank you.
And that's it. You hear it from the man himself,
He seems
Fearless.
so confident, actually.
Yeah,
when
look
he
at the
just
big smile on his face.
super straightforward with his answers. Just like, okay, we've picked so we were expecting the Magnus Medusa matchup. No, they were expecting the Magnus to go up again, to be mid, and they tried to pick something good against Magnus, and it ended up being Kunkka, and they were comfortable with it. It just,
That
the
was
man knows.
That was exactly our thoughts, right? You see the Medusa Magnus, and even I was like, I think the Magnus gonna go core, Medusa will be core, and then they will round it up with like an offlaner or a support. And the thought process was almost the same. And when they saw the Kunkka, they were like, all right,
This is what we wanted.
this is what we wanted. I'm not sure what Adroit was trying to accomplish, but it definitely felt like Adroit were overcomplicating things, and they outdrafted themselves in that sense.
It seems like it. So that's going to conclude our first series of the day. We're going to be jumping into our second one very soon. Just a reminder, it's going to be Army Geniuses versus Reality Rift. It's another best of 3. All the games today are best of 3. So until then, we're going to go for a quick break. And once we're back, we'll jump straight into our second series.